And the Senate has passed a multi-billion-dollar spending bill aimed at addressing health care, climate change, and inflation. Natalie Brand has more on the reaction from Capitol Hill.
President Biden celebrated a major legislative win after Democrats' sweeping climate, health care, and tax bill passed the U.S. Senate.
There's a whole range of things that are really game changers for ordinary folks.
Following months of negotiations and a marathon weekend session, Vice President Kamala Harris delivered the tie-breaking vote.
The bill, as amended, is passed.
Democrats emerged exuberant.
When I look back at my service in the Senate, I'll think about this legislation as one of the most consequential things that I had the chance to work on.
Republicans exasperated.
The bill's title shows you what it is. It's an Inflation Increase Act.
The Inflation Reduction Act invests nearly $370 billion in climate and energy. It also allows Medicare to negotiate high-cost prescription drugs. The bill is estimated to lower the deficit by around $300 billion, paid for with new tax provisions, including a 15% minimum tax on large companies and increased IRS enforcement.
They're going to propose hiring 87,000 new IRS agents, and they promise you this is only going to go after the rich. You should not believe that.
The Senate showdown comes just 3 months before the midterm elections.
Since this could take a while to implement, when will people see and feel the impacts?
Some of the things they'll find quite quickly, and some of the things will take a longer time.
The legislation now heads to the U.S. House with a vote expected on Friday. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
For more on this, Chris Megerian and Nicholas Wu join us now. Chris is a White House reporter for the Associated Press. Nicholas is a congressional reporter at Politico. Chris, I'm going to start with you. How does the Biden administration believe this legislation will impact everyday Americans?
So they're thrilled about this legislation, and they're saying that Americans are going to swiftly see an impact on their lives, that they're going to start to see changes in prescription drug costs. Eventually, they're going to have opportunity to get rebates for clean energy initiatives, solar panels, electric cars, things like that. So right now, they're really trying to drive home the message that this is going to make a big difference, and it could even make a difference quickly as the midterm elections approach.
Nicholas, break down what's in and what's out of the Inflation Reduction Act.
Well, what's in this bill are some of the most, some of the biggest provisions that Democrats had wanted to keep in there. The climate provisions, for example, there's hundreds of billions of dollars in investment in climate in this bill, perhaps one of the largest investments yet to combat climate change. At the same time, some things that Democrats had wanted to keep in the bill, a price cap on insulin for people on private insurance, for example, came out, as did some other attempts to try to close the so-called carried interest loophole, this tax loophole that affects a lot of hedge fund managers. That fell by the wayside through the negotiations for this bill and some of the procedural maneuvers that were done to get it through. But by and large, this is still a substantial piece of legislation.
Chris, the president's approval rating is below 40%, according to Gallup. How could this, or will this, put Democrats on better footing heading toward the midterms?
The first answer is we don't know yet. We don't have polling data to show if this is going to improve people's feelings about the president or not. But this does help address one criticism of Democrats, which is, why haven't you gotten more done? Democratic voters elected a Democratic president, a Democratic-controlled Senate, a Democratic-controlled House. Now they can say that they have advanced some of their party's core priorities, such as fighting climate change, before the midterms. So they're hoping that that puts them on the offense, helps draw that contrast with Republicans, and it really energizes some of their voters.
Nicholas, GOP senators were able to block a provision that would have capped insulin costs, as you mentioned, for people with private insurance. Why was that stripped out of the final bill?
Basically, what Democrats were trying to do here was to go around the Senate's rules referee, the parliamentarian, to try to add this piece of the insulin provisions back into it, something that the parliamentarian had previously said couldn't be in the bill. This would have taken 60 votes. Democrats got 57, which means that all 50 Democrats and 7 Republicans voted for the provision that would have capped insulin prices for people in the private marketplace. But the majority of Republicans opposed it, and that fell. But that doesn't mean that it's done for now. Democrats are clearly trying to make this into a campaign issue heading into the midterms. I mean, we're already seeing these ads and posts saying that Republicans blocked insulin for people in the private marketplace. So this will continue to be an issue for some time.
And now that this climate and tax deal is moving on to the House for a vote, are House Democrats united behind this bill?
House Democrats look like they're falling in line behind this piece of legislation. There was a group of House lawmakers who had threatened to oppose any package that came out of the Senate that didn't include tax relief for people in places with higher state and local taxes. But it appears that they're going to let that go for now and will support the legislation. Progressives in the House have lined up behind this and are saying they want to pass it and send it to the president's desk. And so it's teed up for a vote on Friday. And it looks like there could still be some speed bumps along the way, but this is something that will eventually be on its way to the president's desk.
And Chris, last question goes to you. President Biden is in Kentucky today to survey flood damage. What is the administration doing to help that region recover?
Sure. So this is President Biden's second trip to Kentucky, this time for flooding. Last time was last year for tornadoes. There's been a lot of federal assistance helping to remove debris, help the recovery efforts, and also trying to release more funds directly to people to help them recover what they can and start to rebuild their lives, which have been devastated by these storms.
Chris Megerian and Nicholas Wu, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.